Welcome back to another episode of Business Highlight. My name is Pedro, and on Business Highlight, we talk to local businesses or local nonprofits to showcase to our viewers what it is they do and how they help out our community on a day-to-day basis. Before we get started, make sure to follow us on YouTube. It's bocatribune.tv. Click subscribe, and you'll be able to have all the information you need for upcoming videos or previous videos that we've had. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Cristy Stewart-Harfmann, the current president of the Junior League of Boca Raton. Thank you so much for taking your time out to talk to us today, Cristy. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me, Pedro. I love this series. I'm so excited to be in the group with Boca Helping Hands and other nonprofits. So thank you.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, when we talk about nonprofits in Boca, one of the ones that we think of is Junior League. So, it made sense to have you on the show as well.
Thank you. I know we are celebrating 50 years of service this year. So I feel like this is a
Wow.
great time for us to be together and talking. So thank
That's
you for
perfect.
highlighting.
That's
me.
perfect. So before we even get to the Junior League, let's just get to know you a little better. Start
Sure.
off by introducing yourself.
Yeah, so like you said, my name is Cristy Stewart-Harfmann. I am a volunteer with Junior League, and I have been the president for the last 2.5 years. I have lived in Boca my entire life.
Wow.
I have two small children, a 11-month-old and an 8-year-old, and a fabulous husband. So Boca Raton has been my home forever. And when I came back after college, I realized I didn't really know Boca. I didn't have
Right.
any friends. And so that's really where Junior League came in. My mom was a member back in the 80s. And so I joined to get reconnected into this community. And I am so grateful for that because I have learned so much about what's going on in my own backyard. Even
Mhm.
from living here for 40 years, I wouldn't have known everything that's going on if it wasn't for Junior League.
Good. So that's a perfect segue. For those that don't know, what tell us a little bit about the Junior League, what it does, and what it is.
Of course. So Junior League is a women's leadership and training organization. We have over 600 members in Boca, and we're part of a larger group called the Association of Junior Leagues International. So hopefully, even if you're not from Boca, you've heard of Junior League before. We have almost 300 chapters around the
Wow.
country, Mexico, Canada, and the UK. And so our goal is really to figure out how to train women and empower them to make a larger impact in the community. Our mission is best described as PDI, P, promoting volunteerism, D, developing the potential of women, and I, improving the community.
Wow. Okay. So for the Junior League of Boca Raton, what has been some of the events or programs that maybe our listeners have heard of that you guys done in the past?
Of course. So, our whole goal is to find the unmet need in the community. And so the Boca Raton Historical Society was a project that Junior League created. And then once it was successful, started into its own 501c3. So that's our goal always. And hopefully you know
Wow.
about the Boca Raton Community Garden, which
Yeah.
used to be. So that was ours. We started it 10 years ago in partnership with the city of Boca. And recently, that area is going to be where the train station is coming for Brightline. So we
Mm-hmm.
are in the process of rebuilding that garden, and it'll be
Wow.
over on Meadows Park. Hopefully, you also know about our diaper bank. We're going to distribute our 5 millionth diaper,
Wow.
which is a huge, huge number. And those, 1 in 3 families struggle to be able to afford diapers. And you think we live in this affluent community, and then to know that there are families who are literally picking, do I put food on the table or do I leave my child in a clean diaper or dirty
Mm-hmm.
diaper for much longer than they need to be? And
Mm-hmm.
for me, when we first started the diaper bank, I thought, oh, just use cloth diapers. But in order to go to a childcare facility, a parent needs to provide disposable diapers and 8 to 10 disposable diapers per day. So it's this horrible cycle where
Wow.
families who are trying to go out and work need to take their children to childcare and then can't because they don't have enough diapers in order to take them. And unfortunately, none of the government programs allow you to pay for diapers.
Mm.
So it's been an absolutely incredible project. And much like we did with the Boca Raton Historical Society, Junior League is going to be gifting our diaper bank to the community, which means we're starting our own 501c3 for the diaper bank starting in
Wow.
January of 2022. So
That's
we're
awesome.
hoping, we're really excited. We're hoping that, this new diaper bank or this new 501c3 can help us end diaper need in South Florida.
So tell us some more about the like how this diaper bank came to be. Like where did the idea come from? That's a fantastic thing you guys are doing.
It is. So the National Diaper Bank is the larger association, and they came to us and said, at the time there were no diaper banks in South Florida, and they came to us and educated Junior League and said, we know that you are the women who, when there's an unmet need in the community, you fill it. You have the trained volunteers to do it. You have the funding. And so 10 years ago we started it with just some storage space that was donated. And then
Hmm.
today we have storage space donated by Crocker Partners, and our facility is at BRIC, the Boca Raton Innovation Campus.
Yeah.
And so we distribute diapers to 23 local nonprofits. And that's really what Junior League loves to do. We love to partner with other nonprofits. And then they're able to distribute those diapers directly to the families who need them.
Hmm. We talking about the programs you guys do and that things they've done in the past. But aside from the diaper bank, are there any other programs that you guys are doing right now that is ongoing that our listeners would be would want to know more about?
Of course. So we're really excited. As I said, this is our 50th year. And so
Hmm.
we are actually in the process of reintroducing, or not reintroducing, introducing two new programs. And so next year, our league year starts in June. And so next year, we're going to introduce something called a learning library. And so hopefully, or lending library, excuse me. Hopefully you've seen them before. They're like the small libraries that you can take a book, give a book.
Oh,
And
okay.
we'll be distributing those and putting them into lower income communities so that children can get access to books. I know my daughter reads through books so quickly and is looking so forward to the next book, and how difficult that would be if you're not able to get to a bookstore or you're not
Hmm.
able to get to your local library because of either COVID or because of other challenges to get there. We're also launching a new program all about leadership. So we'll be working to develop a leadership program that will be helping children who otherwise maybe wouldn't be able to be in some sort of leadership program, to teach
Mm.
them about civic leadership, about volunteering, to help mentor them. And we want to be able to help families see the value in volunteering and to be able to help the care. But we always have a focus for nonprofits. I keep coming back to our love of nonprofits.
Hmm. Yeah.
Our building, which is called the West Coast Community Resource Center, we call it the VCRC for short, was built as a resource center about 15 years ago, and it is still a resource center today. We host nonprofit trainings there at no cost for nonprofits. Those are now all virtual. It's through a great partnership with the city of Boca. We also have a grant library, and that grant library is in person and also online. And so we encourage nonprofits to come use that grant library to figure out new ways to get funding. And then in non-COVID days, which hopefully are coming,
Yeah.
we allow different people to rent space in our building. So if you don't have space to meet for your nonprofit, you could come in at a low discounted rate, rent space from us for a meeting so that you can get together and be in community and really support. We know that nonprofits are the backbone of this community, and we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to support the nonprofit community.
Again, guys, we're talking to Cristy Stewart-Harfmann, the president of the Junior League of Boca Raton. If you guys want more information on the Junior League, you can head over to their website. It's jlbr.org. You can see that in the link below. I believe it'll be coming up soon. And so, Cristy, tell us a little bit more about I'm sure you guys have events to help raise funds for things. So talk maybe about some of the events that maybe you guys either are planning for the future, or if events that happened in the past that were very successful for the Junior League and also the people that were involved with it.
Of course, we've got two big events coming up. September 23rd, we're going to be celebrating our 50th anniversary. It's going to be at the Addison, which we all know, if you have not been to the Addison before, it is one of the most beautiful venues in South Florida with incredible food, amazing entertainment. And so they are a fabulous partner for us for celebrating 50 years of service. And so those tickets are on sale on our website now and open to the public. So if you want to come celebrate our 50 years, we'd love to have you. The other event that'll be happening in the fall on November 12th is Women Volunteer of the Year. And that's an annual event where we honor women volunteers. We go out to, again, the nonprofit community and say, we want to know who the women are in your organization that are making a big difference to move your mission forward. And we host that at the Boca Raton Resort and Club. It's a luncheon and fashion show. And then the crowning moment of announcing who is our Women Volunteer of the Year. We have a great partnership with the Boca Raton Regional Hospital. They're our award sponsor, and they actually do all of the reviews and selection. And so it's an amazing evening, or actually day, that sometimes runs into evening, but really is supposed to be daytime event, right? It's kind of ends up to be a whole long celebration.
Yeah.
Once you're there, you don't want to leave. But it's an incredible opportunity just to realize the women who are making huge impacts in our community, and to think about what the community would be without them.
Yeah.
And it is a fabulous celebration. And so this year we hosted it virtually, and we are looking forward to being back in person to be together with everyone in community.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So, speaking of virtually, and it's the question everyone gets asked now. COVID obviously affected a lot of people's lives in 2020. But what were some ways that COVID affected the Junior League last year? And what were some ways that you guys were able to overcome that and make lemonade out of the lemons that 2020 gave us?
Yes, it really did. It's difficult. We're an in-profit in-person nonprofit. It was really all about being together, right? Women join our organization because they want to be together. And so we are so fortunate that we have the most creative and tech-savvy people. So we were able to take all of our meetings onto Zoom, do them virtually. All of our trainings are virtual. And then we came up with really, I say we, the collective we, I wish I could take credit for these things. But we came up with these creative ideas where we do tailgates. So this week we have a tailgate at our headquarters where we're inviting women who want to become a part of our organization to come and learn about us.
Wow.
So come have a tailgate outside, socially distanced. We all wear masks. We want to make sure we're following all the CDC protocols, but we're still able to get together, show you what it's like. And we've done the same with we do rice and beans, where we fill rice and beans and give it to local nonprofits. And we've taken those and done them outside in our parking lot as well. We are so fortunate to have a headquarters in which we have great shade trees that we can all hang out in the parking lot. We've been really creative. Our other program that I loved this year was a letter writing campaign. We wrote letters to patients who were in the hospital since they couldn't have visitors. And that program was really, really well received. The hospital even said, we're going to photograph these and laminate them so that we can use them over and over again. But we provided 400 different cards that went to patients that were in the hospital and may not have a single visitor, which is really overwhelming. So I have to say, we are looking forward to being back in person. We had an in-person event the other day, and everyone came out of the woodwork because we're so excited to see each other. But there are a lot of things, I think, our nonprofit training, for example, we used to have 20 or 30 people come. Now our last one, we had 70 people come.
Wow.
So the Zoom allows people to possibly get more work done because they don't have transportation time. And so while we hope that we'll have those in person, we'll probably have a Zoom component. And we may have those Zoom components for our meetings as well, so that our members can, if they're having to juggle childcare, as my son's in the other room and I can hear him now, they can still be a part of it, and they don't have to worry about it.
For sure.
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
Parts that hopefully we'll keep.
Yeah. So you've been the president of the Junior League since 2019, right?
Yes.
So what has been your most memorable moment, or moments really, that you've had so far as the president, or even as a member of the Junior League?
I wish I could pick one. I've been thinking about it. It's this collective feeling, right? It's the idea that when women come together, and there's a multiplier effect. And to me, I think about what it would be like if I just went out and volunteered with one organization, but then I go and I see the 30 other women who are volunteering together. And so it's really that piece where no matter what I'm doing, I see our volunteers are out there in the community making a difference. And it's that piece that, to me, it carried me through some really, really hard times, right? With COVID being locked down, to see how creative and inventive our members are to make sure that we were still moving our mission forward during literally a global pandemic. Those are the pieces that I feel like I will be forever grateful for, and are just the highlight for sure of this journey of president of Junior League.
That's awesome. So if people are watching right now and they're like, man, this is super awesome, it's something I really want to get involved in, what are some ways that our listeners might be able to help and join in the mission of the Junior League?
I love that question. So we are always looking for new members. You have to be a female. And So you can go to our website and see there's a contact form to fill out, and then someone from our recruiting committee would be in touch with you to share our next events. And so that's always a great way. If you are looking to support a nonprofit financially, we have lots. We have community partnered programs, and then we also have event specific opportunities. And then if you're a nonprofit, we want you to come to our nonprofit training series. All of that information is also on our website. We want you to use our BCRC. We want you to use the grant library. We want you to know that Junior League is a connector piece. We also have volunteer programs where you can come to us and say, hey, I really need help during X, Y, or Z. We need 17 women to come on Tuesday at this time, and we can provide volunteers for you. So there are lots of different ways depending on what your needs are. If it's you as a person, you as a nonprofit, Junior League really wants to be there to support multiple different people through different avenues.
That's awesome, Cristy. That's great. That's great advice. So speaking of advice, I ask this question to everyone that comes on, so I'm not going to change that for you, but I'm going to tweak it a little bit because of the nonprofit world. What would be an advice you would give someone who wants to get involved in nonprofit, or maybe make this more of a serious thing that they do instead of just like, oh, I'll go once a week to an event or whatever, but it's something that they actually want to start doing more of? What's that advice you would give them?
So I think the best advice, and this is what I did, was to figure out what you're going to say no to, right? So you can't say yes to everything. And if it's something that you really want to make a big part of your life, you need to figure out what other things you say no to. And so for me, when I took on this role, I said, it has to, if I'm going to say yes to something, it has to hit one of these three criteria. One, it has to make myself or my family happy. Two, it has to be good for my business. Or three, it needs to be related to Junior League. And I said no to everything else. And that meant sometimes saying no to school functions and other nonprofits. But it allowed me the time to really invest. I think if you're going to want to really make a difference and to get the most out of it, it's all about the time and energy you're able to put in. And I think we all have probably too much on our plate, and hopefully maybe with COVID, some of that has been taken off, but it's really redefining and deciding what's most important to you, and then saying, all right, what am I going to say no to? Because we just can't do everything. And I think we've all tried that, and it doesn't work. And so figure something that you're really passionate about so that when you say no, to your girlfriend, going to happy hour because you're going to go to a Junior League event or to other nonprofit event, that you feel like that was the right decision.
Right. Well, Cristy, that was some great advice. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for joining us today and talking all about the Junior League with us today. It was great to hear more about what you guys do and hear the passion in your voice about what you do. It's fantastic to have people like you in the community.
Oh, well, thank you so much for this opportunity. Really, Junior League is so grateful for the opportunity to get out and share our message. I think not everyone has heard of us, and we are always welcome to new members and new supporters. So thank you so much for this time. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to wrap up another episode of Business Highlight. Thank you so much for joining and listening to us. If you found this informative, head over to our YouTube channel. It's a bocatribune.tv, and you're able to share this on your social media platforms and make sure to like the video. And from there on, you get all the information from all the videos that we have on our YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.